What is your favorite food?
Oh, dude, my favorite food. I think it's funny. Somebody I believe asked me this on another podcast one time, and I think that my response was I don't have kids, but if I had kids, it would be like somebody asking me like, "Hey, who's your favorite kid? Who's your favorite child?" Because man, like I have three dogs. All right, we'll go with the pets. I got three dogs, dude. I love them all very much. If you ask me who my favorite dog was, I couldn't tell you because they're all different. They're all unique in their own different ways, dude. And food is the same way. Sometimes I want Mexican food. Sometimes I want Hawaiian food. Sometimes I want some Italian food, some pizza, pasta, some burgers, some hot dogs, American food, dude. It's Chinese. Like I'm a total foodie, man. I have a sweet tooth, and I'm a total foodie. And I combine weird foods, and I watch videos and put things together and make crazy things that you would never be able to order off a menu. And I love every bite and I'm not picky at all. So I love all food, man. That like, I don't know if you'll accept that as an answer,
I will.
but if it's cooked and it's made with love, dude, I'm all about it.
All right, all right, all right, all right. You convinced me. Um, what's your favorite drink?
Favorite drink is gonna sound childish, dude, but I love milk. I love milk, dude. I drink milk all the time. Like I could be having pizza, I'm drinking milk. I love cereal and milk because I feel like it's a meal and a drink all at the same time. I don't drink alcohol, but I also I love like juices, teas, sweet tea, green tea. Oh, but you know what, dude? I would say probably if I had to choose my favorite type of drink, it would probably be a smoothie. I'm crazy about smoothies, man. Strawberry banana smoothies, like orange, what are they called? Dreamsicles or creamsicle, whatever they're called, dude. Like, I love smoothies, berry smoothies. Man, you're asking me these questions when I'm cutting weight
I know.
too,
I'm
dude. So
sorry.
it's
I'm sorry. I'm
like
sorry, bro.
everything sounds extra good. I'm just thinking about all the things I wish I could have right now.
I'm,
But
I'm sorry, bro. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. All
It's
right.
funny, actually, man. When I'm no, you're good. When I'm cutting weight, yeah, it's funny, dude. I love to watch food videos. So I'll watch like I love to cook and I love to watch food videos when I'm cutting weight. I'll make food for my family and I'm like, hey, what do you guys think? Tell me how it is. Like I'm living vicariously through them, trying to smell the food and watching them eat. So talking about food, watching food, it doesn't bother me, but yeah, it's funny.
All right. Fuck it. Let's move away for that. What's your favorite color?
Favorite color would probably be um I don't know if you're gonna count black as a color. Some people don't, but I wear more black than anything else. I have more black attire, more black gear than anything else. Yeah, I'd go with black. If not black, I would probably go with red.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Damn, dude, you're asking some hard hitting questions, some hard questions. Um, oh man, favorite movie. Again, it comes down to like genres, dude. There's so like comedies, dude. You got Meet the Parents, you got We're the Millers, which are hilarious. You have, dude, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. I think that was the first one that came out. Like when I saw that movie as a kid, dude, I was like, I want to be a pirate. Like Jack Sparrow's awesome. Um, dude, it's Django too. Django, like West of Tombstone. Dude, there's some solid movies. Seven. Um, yeah, man. Next time you gotta ask me these questions so I come prepared. Like I'm gonna start taking notes because hey, here's what's gonna happen when this interview is over. I'm gonna end up getting off the phone with you and being like, "Oh, dude, I should have said this movie. I should have picked that food." Um,
Sure.
yeah, but those are the ones that come to mind right now. Just solid movies.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite TV show?
TV show. Okay, so again, comes down to different genres. I would say I'm not a huge TV guy. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I'll give you a few. I love Vikings. Um, Game of Thrones was awesome up until the last season. That was whack. And then Last Kingdom. That's probably my current favorite right now, The Last Kingdom. They just dropped season 5. Either they just dropped season 5, which is the final season, or they're dropping it this upcoming week. So I plan on binging that during fight week, maybe even during the weight cut. We'll see. Breaking Bad, one of my all-time favorite shows ever. I don't know if you've seen that. Phenomenal show. And then as far as like I like game shows too, like Survivor. I don't know if you watch Survivor, but like strategic shows, you know what I mean? That take a lot, like where there's a lot of like, you got to be slick, you got to be sly, you got to be cunning, you got to think moves ahead. I love those types of shows. Big Brother's another one. And outside of those shows, yeah, I don't really watch too much TV other than those shows.
Favorite video game?
Favorite video game. Growing up as a kid, man, I could not get enough of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. And then they came out with Sonic Adventure 2. Dude, those games, like, to this day, if I play them, dude, I still get into them just because it's such a throwback to my childhood. I did get into Fortnite for a while, and then Warzone as well. Yeah, dude, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I don't play a whole lot of video games either. But actually a game that I am playing right now, I'm playing it with my brother. It's called It Takes Two. I don't know. Have you heard of It Takes Two?
A little bit.
So It Takes Two. It's a really cool game. It's a co-op game where it's you and one other person. So I've been playing with my brother, and you have to work together in order to pass certain levels and to defeat certain bosses. So if you want to accomplish something or make it past, a certain stage, one person has to do one thing and the other person has to do another thing, and you have to be working together and you have to be communicating and try to figure out, you got to do this. No, wait, I got to do this. Okay, wait, when I do this, you got to do that. And then that'll open the door. And then we get through it's a lot of fun. It's one of the most creative games that I've ever played in my life. So I would say currently right now, It Takes Two is my favorite video game.
Okay. Another hard one. What's your favorite song?
Dude, I knew you were gonna ask that. When you were asking me favorite movie and TV show, and I was like, dude, he's gonna ask what my favorite song is. Man,
I know. If you can't think of one, you can do like 2 or 3.
All right, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go with my walkout song, "Fight Another Day" by Maoli. We'll leave it at that. I've been coming out to that song since my very, very first fight. I made my MMA debut when I was 17 years old. That was a song that I came out to, and that's always been the song that I've come out to. So because of that, we'll say that's my favorite song.
Okay. Favorite band or musician?
Favorite band or musician? So as a kid growing up, my favorite band was Green Day. That was the first concert that I ever went to. Like their American Idiot album. I was 10 years old in the 5th grade, and I know how to play a little bit of guitar, so nothing too crazy, but Green Day was a huge reason. I would play my guitar with like all of their music. So they're one of my favorite bands. I listen to a lot of Christian music as well. So, I don't know, like there's some people, Hillsong music's really good, Elevation Worship, Brandon Lake is solid, Corey Asbury. And then yeah. Favorite rapper I'd probably say is Hobson. But dude, I honestly I listen to so much music, man, in so many different types of genres, but those are ones that come to mind right now.
Favorite place to travel to?
Hawaii, man. Hawaii is my favorite place to travel to. That's where my family's from, Oahu, and so I love going back, visiting family. And here in Arizona, we don't have the beach. We have a lot. There are a lot of great things about Arizona, but one thing that we don't have is the beach. So it's always nice to go back, see all the green. Out here in Arizona, it's pretty brown, pretty dusty, pretty deserty. So it's really cool to go out there with all the water and all the green and blue.
Favorite animal?
Monkey, chimpanzee. That one I was ready for. That one I was ready for. Because here's the thing. If you had to be an animal, what other animal would you really want to be than a monkey, right? Because a monkey, they're somewhat close to humans. They have thumbs. They're real smart, but they're way stronger than us. They're way more agile. They, the way they climb through trees, and dude, they just look like they just have a blast all the time. I just feel like they are an animal that has fun. And I thought about, like, man, would I want to be a lion? I don't know how much fun a lion's having. I mean, like, they're just walking around and they're badass, but like, how much fun are they having? Like, would you want to be a shark or a whale? You swim forever. And I don't know how much there is to do underwater, but in the jungle, if you're a monkey swinging on vines, I feel like, climbing trees, picking fruit, throwing things, like, I could be that. I could do that.
For sure. I, I totally, I get it. I get where you're coming from. Favorite fighter.
Favorite fighter. I'm gonna go with BJ Penn, man. He's retired now. He is involved in other fights. He's running for governor of Hawaii. But growing up as a kid, as a fighter, he had more influence on me than anybody else. His mentality of, I will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. And he proved that. I mean, he fought Machida at 205. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guys fought at 145 and he's fought at 205. Like, he was the epitome. He set the standard for anyone, anywhere, anytime. And the things that he was able to accomplish in his career, was incredible. So I'm gonna go with BJ Penn.
Legend. He's a fucking legend. Favorite athlete.
Favorite athlete would probably be Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan. I'm a huge fan of his mindset as well, especially when you watch The Last Dance and the things that he would do, the things that he would do to motivate. He would make up lies, to motivate himself and just to stay hungry. The flu game, when he had the flu and he came out and he helped his team in the play. I mean, the guy's just a legend. And what I really admire about Michael Jordan too is he was somebody who, even after he retired, he always stayed successful. He always remained on top. You see so many athletes who they blow all the, they live it up when they're in the moment, right? When it's their time, when they're in their prime. But then after that, when that window closes, they blow all their money. They continue the same lifestyle that they had when they were making that money, but the money has stopped coming in, and then they end up broke. And Jordan is such an entrepreneur, and has continued to just become more and more successful over the years, which is entirely how I will be and plan on being. I want to be wise with my money and my investments and different brands and businesses that I get involved in. And so on and off the court, Michael Jordan would be my favorite for his mindset and his ability to perform.
Totally. The rest of them are mainly fight questions. What's your favorite all-time fight to watch?
Favorite all-time fight to watch. I'll say one of my favorite all-time performances to watch would be Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. What Anderson did against Forrest Griffin was just next level. It was straight out of a movie or a video game. His hands are down. He's walking backwards. It just, his head movement. It was insane. We had never really seen anything like that up to that point. It was crazy. So I would say that one. Let's say I'm trying to impress somebody and I'm like, yo, you got to watch this fight. And I want them to be like, wowed. It's going to be the Anderson Silva Forrest Griffin fight.
100%. Favorite knockout.
You know what? I would say there are a couple. So one of my favorite knockouts was when Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping after their season of The Ultimate Fighter. I mean, dude, the H-bomb. And then his logo afterwards of him parallel to the ground in the air, because everything about it, man, everything about that was gangster. The other one I would probably say would be one of my favorite knockouts was Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey, because I think that one for a lot of people just kind of, it came out of nowhere. I think a lot of people just expected Ronda to go out and Holly, and Holly was so composed, such a huge moment for her. against this woman who's been running through everybody, and she was able to stay calm, cool, collected. She was composed. She picked her shots, and then when she found that opening, she went in and finished. It was beautiful. Again, I'm sure as soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm gonna think of a bunch of other knockouts that I love, but those are two standouts.
Two epic one. Favorite of your own fight?
I would say my favorite fight is my fight against Guillermo Santos last year in January. That was my that was in my opinion, that was the fight that helped me get the most publicity before getting into the UFC. That was like the launch pad for me, because after that fight, that was when I was asked to come in and be and headline for LFA. So that fight was huge for me. It was a turning point. And then I had an interview with Laura Sanko afterwards that went really well. And it was funny because just about as many people were talking about my performance as they were about my interview with Laura after the fight. So the whole thing was just a win all across the board, and did a lot of great things for me in my career. So I would go with that one.
Favorite sport to watch other than mixed martial arts?
Basketball. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of sports, but I do enjoy basketball. Growing up as a kid, I played a lot of basketball. And my brother's a huge basketball fan. So in fact, short story, yesterday, I was getting a massage. You know, we're at the stage of camp right now where it's about recovery. You got to kind of treat yourself a little bit, make sure the body's feeling good. And when the massage was over, I checked my phone and I saw that I had a missed call from my brother. I called my brother back 2 minutes, man, 2 minutes after I got the call, right after the missed call. And he goes, hey, he was like, what's up? I was calling you to see if you wanted to go to the Suns game tonight, but I already called Dustin, our brother-in-law, my sister's husband. I already called Dustin and he's going to go. I'm like, dude, you didn't even give me a chance to return your call. You know, like, you called me, I returned your call 2 minutes later and you already gave away that ticket, bro. This happened yesterday. And then turns out Cam Johnson ended up like either I think he either tied or broke a franchise record. And my brother said it was the best game that he had ever been to in his life. And I'm like, dude. So yeah,
Breaking my heart.
to answer your question, basketball. Mine too, dude. Just even explaining this to you and having to relive the disappointment of being 2 minutes too late is crushing.
Three more for you. Favorite submission to practice?
The one that makes him tap. The one that makes him tap. I'm not picky, dude. If the Darce is there, if the rear naked choke is there, if the triangle's there, if the armbar is there, I'm taking it. If the guillotine's there, I'm taking it. That's it. Okay.
Favorite hobby?
So I do love playing sports. I love longboarding. Shout out to One Wheel. One Wheel, they just sent me a board recently, and it's probably the coolest board that I've ever ridden on. So I love doing that, snowboarding. And then I also really enjoy painting as well. So that's another hobby of mine. I like to paint.
And then finally, another hard one. I don't know if you can do it off the top of your head, but favorite quote.
Favorite quote. I'm gonna go with Bruce Lee. He said, "To hell with circumstances, I create opportunities," and I love that. I love that. That's one of my all-time favorite quotes. To hell with circumstances, I create opportunities. Basically, dude, that is the complete opposite of a victim mentality. That is a complete opposite. It's everything that we do, no matter what happens, we're gonna make the best of, and we are going to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're going to make it happen. And I feel like that quote embodies that mentality. My favorite scripture, my favorite verse is Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I lost you.
I know you
What
did.
was the last thing you heard?
You said, I think you were going to point to something.
I was just saying, I have that verse tattooed on my arm. Philippians 4:13. My birthday is also 4:13, April 13th. So, but yeah, man, those two, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and to hell with circumstances, I create opportunities. We're only limited by our imagination. That's how I view things. So, yeah, those two, man, I live by those.
Two epic things to end on.